Okay, red-black Aristocrats. For those not familiar with the Magic jargon, Aristocrats refers to a archetype that tends to sacrifice its own creatures for value. We have Priest of the Forgotten Gods, Woe Strider, Witch's Oven here that allow us to sacrifice our creatures for varying amounts of value. We've got the Cauldron Familiar here that can loop with our discard pile. We've got Kroxa, which works well with our sacrifice. You can sacrifice it in response to its own sacrifice trigger, which is sweet. We've got Anax, which is excellent with the Witch's Oven Cauldron Familiar loop. So every time you loop the cat with Anax out, you get a 1/1. Mayhem Devil, when things get sacrificed, you get to deal damage. And then Ashiok Dreamrender is one that I get a lot of questions about. This card fills our graveyard up, which is really powerful. So this makes it so it's able to escape things like Kroxa and Woe Strider consistently. You also note I'm only electing to play 3 copies of Cauldron Familiar. This is because Ashiok is basically -1, get 4 draws at Cauldron Familiar, which is really nice. So let's go ahead and pop on into a set with this one. It felt very reasonable last time we tried it. Let's try it again today. All right, chat, I need a quick fact check. Biden didn't really call it Super Thursday, did he? That's just nonsense on my Twitter timeline. At this rate with the channel, you're gonna tournament, you're gonna watch 2,000. You're not wrong. Really breeds confidence. Like I said, the saddest thing about, like, I expected the moderates to, like, close ranks around one of their candidates at some point this election. And I'm so sad that between Pete, Amy, and Biden was the one they decided to put their chips on in the race. Like, I definitely prefer a progressive. I want Sanders to get the nomination, but, like, Biden is often not coherent when speaking. He often mumbles and flubs what he says. He does not give an aura of confidence. But then again, I guess George W. Bush was elected president, so maybe that's not really a big deal. Yeah, I think we died. I think this 1, 2, 3 means we're dead. Yeah, at least, like, as someone who didn't agree with Klobuchar from a position of policy, at least Klobuchar at least felt like she was genuine. Like, I didn't feel like Klobuchar was just playing a game. I felt like she actually believed in what she was saying. Sure. Hey, thanks for the very generous tier 3 sub. Is it Wizard? Welcome back. Glad to hear you're feeling the burn. Grasp and Bedevil definitely come in here. The question is, how defensive do I want to be? I probably actually just want to trim these remorses. Let's do that. Oh, Tibalt, duh. Remember against the life gain deck? Probably want the Tibalt against the life gain deck. I was not old enough to vote in 2008. In 2008, I was 17. I was not old enough to vote in 2008. I didn't vote in 2012. And then in 2016, I voted for a third-party candidate. And then between 2016 and today, starting to walk around with my eyes open and see what the Donald Trump administration is, I was turned into a filthy, filthy liberal. Yeah, claim's probably a good idea. It's just been a while since I've played. Played against what the opponent's doing. +1 was radicalized recently. Yep. Yeah, I should probably almost assuredly have claim in my deck right now. I think I just have to trade here, right? Pretty sure that has to happen. And this Hawk is just huge now. I guess it doesn't get huge too quickly. Hey, G-Goat, thanks for the 27 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. No, I just didn't care, Gilger. I was part of the large percentage of people between the ages of 18 and 29 that just doesn't vote. Why isn't it letting us attack their planeswalker? Asking the real questions. Yeah, we're just in here. Let's get to the next one. Yikes. It's like, not really a match I'm concerned with. The opponent's deck is pretty off. I think the opponent's archetype is very reasonable. It's one of the decks that's up on my website, but it's pretty off meta at this point. Hey, thanks for the quarter of a year, Quill. I appreciate that. Welcome back. To give background on myself, I grew up in what could definitely be described as a conservative household. And then, when I kinda started to care in like my early 20s, I fancied myself a libertarian. And then as a person with a brain in my head, as I continued to care and learned more about how the world worked, I realized that the libertarian ideology is based in a fantasy world. And it just fundamentally does not work in reality. So, I ended up with the only other option. It's pretty good. I think I'm gonna go ahead and lead on Temple of Malice here. Perfect. What are you talking about? Elizabeth Warren is a spry 70. What do you mean our politicians are too old? It's funny how critical thinking could lead one to become a filthy liberal. Yeah, you know, I do have a master's degree, so like I did go to one of them colleges, and everybody know the colleges have a liberal bias, chat. So, this is a matchup where we're definitely the beatdown. My opponent's deck with Trail of Crumbs to leverage here definitely lets them generate way more card advantage than we could ever dream of. Thankfully, next turn, Mayhem Devil might let us drag through. Yeah, this matchup. That being said, while they generate a lot of cards, Mayhem Devil is often the card that just wins the game on either side. That being said, because the opponent's deck sees a lot of cards with Trail of Crumbs, they're a little bit more likely to find their Devils than I am. That's pretty good. I can kill my oven with it. Another Devil, eh? I think I'm just doing this and then activating Priest here. So this hopefully helps us find some lands here. If we draw an untapped red source, I get to deploy Mayhem Devil this turn, which would be ideal. Trade Erebos in this deck for card draw. Erebos might be okay in the sideboard. I think card draw is not really what you're looking for. Like, the purpose of playing a lower to the ground build like this is to kill people, not to grind out card advantage. I think if you're interested in a card advantage oven deck, I'd recommend playing the Jund oven like this current opponent's playing, or like what we played earlier today. I feel like focusing on something like Erebos is assuming the wrong role with this deck most of the time. Perfect. And next turn we get to go second Mayhem Devil. I just let that happen. I could scry one, but then I don't get to get a land out of my deck, and I'd like to get a land out of my deck here. Hey, will do. Is it Wizard? Thanks for support. I appreciate that. I think I want to wait to get Mayhem Devil down here. Playing Anax out first might bait them a little bit into like playing into the removal spell if they have it. Although I don't know, maybe I just don't have time for that because of the impending Trail of Crumbs drawing them a lot of cards. Like if they find and play Mayhem Devil next turn, I'm in a lot of trouble. They're gonna drain us for 3 more here. Golden Oreo Minio, thank you for the 11 months. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. I don't know, like, dealing damage to their face isn't really a value proposition, right? Yep. The Breach deck was really bad today. Did not feel particularly competitive. Oh, I just clicked OK by mistake. I meant to sacrifice that. I'm down to food now. It's a big deal potentially. Hey, Alf, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I guess I just escape this. It brings a token along with it, so I can, like, double block the Massacre Girl here, which is nice. I feel like this game's probably just gotten away from us, though, at this point. Like, my opponent just, like, is stabilized pretty high, and they have plenty of mana, and they have Oven. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pack it in. Feeling pretty dead. Rough start for this one. This deck felt really very reasonable last time we played it, but so far, not going so well for us. I think I'm supposed to bring in Bedevil because it kills their Oven, and it also kills Devil and Korvold. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in some Redcap Melees because Redcap Melee kills Devil, and Devil's like one of the key cards in the matchup. Let's try this. Perfect. Got ourselves a combo. Lead on the swamp here with the Oven, so that way if we draw a temple, we can put into play tapped. Yeah, there's definitely some parallels with the Red-Black Titan list that we've played, and I think I agree. I prefer that one. The Red-Black Titan list is a little bit more interactive and mid-rangey, whereas this is trying to be a little bit more linear and aggressive. Red instead, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate the third of a year. Welcome back. Anax plus Kroxa is also a combo, because when Kroxa sacrifices itself, you get 2 1/1s with Anax, which is great. The Murderous Rider. I'm gonna cap him, sure. Let's read. So, removal spell like that is actually the reason why I brought the cap back at sorcery speed on my turn. And actually should have done it here too, but I wanted to make so sure if they killed this, I could sack the cat still and get my guaranteed token. I'm not going to attack with these, because if I attack, they'll block and then be able to sack this to bring the cap back and draw a card this turn. So it's not really a trade I'm excited about. Remember when I said this matchup was all about Mayhem Devil? Rain Spider, thanks for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Well, I mean, if months were years, I'd be able to drink in your stream. Thank you for the 21 months, Rang. Welcome back. So, like, this makes 2 satyrs, but they're also going to kill a satyr, so it nets 1 satyr, but also takes a card out of their hand, so I guess that's a fine exchange for me. Yeah, I'm doing that with the second one, Kuritanshi. So it's about the same, because I knew I was playing the second Kroxa there. If we had a second oven, we'd do both, but otherwise it's just a wash, right? Only have 4 cards total in there, so I need 2 more to escape a Kroxa. I mean, I guess I don't have a way to kill their familiar and generate card advantage with it, so I guess I just pass. So they get to draw 1 card here, but they don't currently have a sustained source of card advantage, so until they have that, I feel like we stay in it. If they find, like, an oven or a goose here, we'll probably pack it in if we don't find a removal spell. Yeah, Castle's pretty slow, though. Like, we're not at the point of the game where, like, Castle's sustained card advantage that's, like, free for them to use. That is an important distinction there. Back it in there. Rough. Nice part about being in this part of the ladder is a record doesn't really matter. The MTG Arena ladder system doesn't punish you for getting to Mythic later or not. Just have a little bit shorter time to hit a good streak. You've been a sub for exactly a 12th of your life. Well, thanks for spending a fraction of your life here. Seems fine. Bottom this. Have all of our colors. Lead on Gutterbones here. Yeah, it's probably fine, huh? Unfortunate that Remorse exiles, so won't be able to escape that back down the line. Of course, Screamy. We live to please. The Drakios! Man, it is really not a good day for red-black aristocrats, huh? Just really not even a little. Not even the smallest of bits. It's been a rough one, chat. Main deck Cry of the Canarium, you say? My poor kitties. Just doing their best to get by in this cold hard world. It has been a while since I've seen the main deck Cry. When you're losing to Grixis, it's pretty clear that it's just not your day. Ain't that the truth? They are down to 9 here, huh? Just from their mana and my couple of early beats. Like, you know, maybe if we like draw a Kroxa, we could be okay here. Although I guess they've exiled most of my stuff, huh? So I guess that's not even true. It's the part where they play Nickel Bolas, then we concede. Maybe they play Nick and down tick, and then I could draw Chandra. Chandra?
Let your weak minds crumble.
Rawr. When's the last time Grixis was good? Delver? Yeah, and the Grixis Delver was only good because it played Deathrite Shaman, right? So it was really 4-color Delver. Oh, you know what? I totally could have attacked. I could have sacked Gutterbones, picked it up, and replayed it, and had an extra food here to feed to the Bolas. Probably doesn't matter. I assume we're just dead. Oh, Grixis Shadow. Yeah, Grixis Shadow is a deck that's like put up some results consistently. Doesn't really matter. I think you're always supposed to put the 2 lands face up. Make them think they could get a spell. Chandra's good. Tibalt's good. Priest is probably not good. My curve is just so ugly. I feel like that's probably right, though. Yeah, our first couple times we were playing it, our opponents had messed up the Atris interface, giving us 3 cards, and, like, I thought it must have been confusing, but, like, the Atris interface is honestly one of the more clean things that's been done in Arena. I feel like visually it's very clear what's happening if you read the card. Which, to be fair, that could be my mistake, assuming they could read. Thanks for the 3 entire years of support, Bulletproof Pope. It's a long time. Thanks for keeping me around. Of course, Magic players could read. How else do you think we all became astronaut, lawyer, doctors? That's fair. It's very, very fair. Have to decide with this land if I'd rather get second red or second black. I think I'd rather get second red because I think Chandra's a little bit more powerful in general in this matchup. Chandra's also very good with Mayhem Devil. That being said, I'm sure we're about to brick on our 3rd land, and it probably doesn't matter because of that, but, you know. I think in the event we draw a 3rd land, I'd rather guarantee Chandra next turn. Perfect. Chandra's great in these matchups because She's a card that adds pressure to the table without overextending into a sweeper. He said before he gets hit by Storm's Wrath.
Don't worry, I brought company.
Hit you for 1. Play a Swamp. Play a Witch's Oven. Grixis opponent casts 0 spells, likely dead next turn. That's the Grixis I know and love, chat.
Go get him, buddy.
So this does not kill them almost assuredly. But we'll get to make some food here. They have a Rankle in their deck, so they're a little bit more mid-range Grixis, perhaps. Rankle seems like a weird one to leave in against me. Well, I hope everyone's hungry, because we brought plenty of food. Okay, so Nikki B is gonna happen to Chandra almost assuredly here, hoping to draw another. Huh? Alright, mill 3 cats, please, Ashiok. Your nightmares remain. Good news. Good news is the second part of Dragon God's text here just doesn't really matter, so we got plenty of food.
You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
Yeah, but if they exiled my graveyard there, they'd lose their Nicol Bolas, so I think that's a fine exchange for me. We have these pies as an offering to the Dragon God. So they don't gain life from this because this is explicitly templated in a way where they gain life equal to the damage dealt. So still have some outs this turn. That's almost an out. I guess I just do this turn. Legion War Boss as well. They're very different than what I was expecting them to be. Legion War Boss and Rankle. Kind of a lot of different things going on. They've got Ritualist in their deck too, and Enter the God Eternals. The schemes are never ending. Do I want to reassess how I'm sideboarded after seeing more of their deck? I feel like Tibalt probably doesn't make sense. Do I want some actual removal? Yeah, I think Bedevil might be playable. Redcap does kill Nikki B after he down ticks, right? It doesn't deal with him before he down ticks, though, or if he goes up. Just gonna bring in a couple of Bedevils, I think. By the way, as someone who hasn't been paying super close attention because I'm not retiring for, 3 or 4 decades, what did the markets do today? Anybody know that offhand? Because they bounced back a little bit yesterday, right? Did they continue to upward trend today? Did they level off? Did they die some more? So we're down half as much as they gained back yesterday. Doesn't everybody love a little market volatility? Probably losing Woe Strider here because Chandra just gets attacked.
Chandra, you need more control.
Let's attack him for 3 here.
These little guys
She'll at least be a little bit of a distraction. This draws a card off our deck regardless of who it attacks. Yeah, I'm a big fan of last week tonight. Yeah, the Fed cutting rates is supposed to help the market, theoretically, right? It's Bernie's fault. The markets are scared because he's doing all right in the primary. Pay no attention to the lack of regulations behind the curtain. Well, we've got huge tracts of land, chat. Huge tracts of land. Right, we drew a spell. That's a good start. If they play the Kroxa, it might not even be the worst for us here.
The immortal Nicole Bolas will be your end. My intellect is without limit.
Due to the beer virus. So, I sacked a land rather than exiling a Fabled Passage from my hand last turn, because I don't really need more than 5 mana, and the Fabled Passages end up in my bin to escape this. Corona is beer-flavored water, from my understanding, is in addition to the name of this virus.
Witness a mote of my power.
I won't get the coronavirus. I only drink Molito. I don't know. A very reliable source on Fox News says you can get the coronavirus just from eating Chinese food. And I wish that was a lie. I wish I was making that up. I hate that I said that and it was the truth about something that they said. It's really, yeah, it's just, you know. Hand sanitizer is crazy expensive right now too. Yeah, I'm glad we always keep, Christy always keeps plenty of stock of stuff in the house. In terms of soap and hand sanitizer and stuff. So, I could escape Kroxa here, but if I escape Kroxa, I lose my cat. Yeah, there's going to be confirmed cases of coronavirus most places in the United States before long. We have an administration that doesn't believe in science and lies about the simplest, most verifiable facts. They are not equipped or capable of containing something like this. And even if they were equipped and capable of maintaining something like this and we had proper medical things in the United States, a lot of people wouldn't be able to afford to get proper treatment or testing because of the way the healthcare system in the US works. Mr. Silicon, thanks for the 37 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Can't confirm cases if you're not testing. Ain't that the truth? If you're someone that's a little bit worried about CV19, we talked about John Oliver a second ago, last week tonight. I'd heavily encourage you to go watch his main segment on YouTube. It's very informative. Last week tonight tends to be good TV in general, in my opinion.
Time, Planeswalker.
Definitely thought Robin Hood was legendary. Why? I mean, if for a legendary card, you'd expect it to be named, right? Yes, correct. Wash your hands. Don't buy surgical masks. Is a good thing to know. Don't freak out, but be aware. Correct. Don't stockpile surgical masks because the people who actually need surgical masks are the people who are already sick. You want them to be able to buy those to be able to keep their sick contained. And I guess depending on what's in their hand, we might be okay here because I get to bring this back this turn and I still have my cat going. Hey, nice Black Sheep. Yeah, Sean's good stuff. What if I want the mask for fashion-related reasons? Then you do you. Who am I? Who am I to tell you not to? Yeah, I never realized how much I just, like, idly scratch at my face until I just, like, started making a conscious effort not to touch my face as much. And thankfully, I mostly don't leave the house, so, like, my contact with the outside world is largely through my tiny plague carriers that I decide to keep at home. Yeah, we're super dead here. But Christy goes to work and the kids go to school, so they've got plenty of interactions with people. And just for reference, just in case you're on the fence about voting for Trump or voting for Dem, although I'd be surprised if there's many people who are thinking about voting for Trump in this chat. Trump's proposed budget for the year slashes the CDC budget by 175 billion. 175 million, sorry, and the National Institute of Health by 3 billion. Just, you know, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I think I'm getting to the point where I'm ready to write this one off. I feel like the good things about this deck are very similar to the Red Black Titan deck, and I'm not sure that, like, the rest of it's very appealing. You don't need them if everyone's already sick. I guess that's true. CDC is the Center for Disease Control. That is correct. Yes, a significant number of people who contract the CV-19 are going to have fairly mild symptoms overall, and they're going to recover just fine. That, in a way, that also makes it harder to maintain, though, because there's going to be people that get it that don't realize they've gotten it, and they'll be carriers for it. So the transmission rate will certainly be high. You're correct, yes. We still don't really know. And honestly, us as the general public don't really know, because, like, all the CDC information is funneling through the Trump administration at the moment, which I'd be wary of taking at face value. I think I'm gonna go ahead and sack this, because if I sack this, I deny them a card draw, and I get to kill their Teferi this turn. Catch you later, Mini Koopa. Yeah, we don't know those rates for certain though, Sega. A lot of the data surrounding it, from my understanding, is based on bad information. Crunch. Opponent probably playing some variation of the Bant mid-range deck. Conqueror's Deaths and all that jazz coming up. We'll sack this, make a couple of food. And then I think I'm holding this last Gutterbones for now because the opponent's deck does play Shatter the Sky usually. I think I just pass on this so that way I can have Gutterbones as a follow-up to a sweeper to bring the other Gutterbones back eventually. Although you could maybe also make the argument that that's just too slow. I'm not going to have time to do those things. I guess we're going to find out though. Six cards exactly in my bin. Maybe I'm just supposed to get rid of the Gutterbones and play Kroxa here. Yeah, I think that's the play. I mean, this game's fairly competitive at the moment. I'm not necessarily going to bury them in the ground. Gutterbones is not sorcery speed, but it's activate only on your turn. So if they bounce my Kroxa, they don't draw a card because I'm just gonna eat their Teferi. Or eat it. Just eat it, eat it. Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. According to the CDC, flu deaths are roughly 1 in 1,000. Yeah, I know that stat's accurate. Read.
I am not going to sit this one out.
They should just eat a food here, right? Yeah.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Goodbye, Felicia. I led on the Remorse here because it turns Kroxa into a lightning bolt. If they can't discard a card, they lose 3. Have to go ahead and shoot this for 1. Gunslinger, thank you for the 2/3 of a year of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Keep your nasty chips. Thank you for the 1/4 of a year. Welcome back, folks. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, getting to exile, then it says, also good in case the game goes long. Because exiling her means they can't Conqueror's Death to bring her back. Only 3 cards in my bin here. That's a pretty good one. If I attack with everything, I hit them for 2, sack this, deal 2, sack something, deal 2, put them to 2, so it doesn't seem particularly good. It's gonna go ahead and eat the Gutterbones here, send 2 at their face, pick the Gutterbones back up. No attacks here, pass back.
Strange and magnificent world. Rise, my elemental friend.
Could sack food and kill Crisis. Oh, yeah, I guess I could have. Yeah, maybe that line's better. I don't know, they're dead this turn, right? Gobble, gobble. Skeleton pie, chat. Hey, apparently Trump suggested that there will be government support for paying for healthcare for the coronavirus. I'm excited for the Fox News pundits to challenge him on how he'll pay for that. I think I'm looking forward to hearing him break that down. Because I can only assume that's the question they'll want to be asking, right? Is how do you pay for it? I mean, to be fair, National Guard probably doesn't really help anything with CV-19. Mexico will pay for it. Trump sounds mostly incoherent and largely idiotic most of the time when he's talking. And to call a spade, like, it's not quite as bad, but Biden is also largely incoherent when speaking. Often mumbling or misusing his words. Ooh, baby, it's windy outside. Guys, a high of 52 today? That's wild. 53, sorry. 53, 49, 54, 43. Fake spring is here, chat. Fake spring is sprung. Thanks, Radio Jawa. Yeah, this looks fine, right? Do the Sun 2, chew up their hand a little bit afterwards. Biden is basically Trump in a blue suit. That's not fair. I think that's a mischaracterization. I think comparing Bloomberg to Trump is more than fair. Pointing out that Trump and Biden are equally incoherent when giving speeches does not mean they're anywhere near the same on policy. You should not make that assertion. It's not based in reality. Biden is your grandpa with dementia. Trump is your racist grandpa with dementia. Oh. Alright, so what are we doing here? Probably just Nissa, right? Getting to exile Nissa is a pretty big deal. Having that not be an option for them to bring back with what's it called down the line? Is ideal. Elspeth conquers death. I think that's a fact, not based in reality. That's a fact. Fact not based in reality. Biden presidency would look largely like a Trump presidency in most respect. Not true. And again, spreading FUD and nonsense like that in my channel. I don't even like Joe Biden. I hope he doesn't get the nomination. I'm going to cast an early vote for Bernie this weekend in Illinois. But like, saying stuff like that is not okay. Not here at least. You want to do that, save it for your friends that want your lies. What's the term? Is the term neoliberal? Joe Biden's a neoliberal who doesn't understand that neoliberalism doesn't really work. Biden would get us back into the Paris climate agreements. Things like that. Yes, you can't just say everyone you disagree with is nearly identical. That type of false equivalency shuts down discussion. So I didn't play the Oven out here because they have a Night of Autumn. So I'd ideally like to not get my Oven Night of Autumned. So now I think I play Anax and play Oven because they have to pick which of the two they'd like to destroy, and if they pick Anax, I get to sacrifice it. That's true. Biden is also unlikely to nominate judges like Trump has done. Something that isn't really in the news, but is something that's going to be very critical over the next 30 years of our lives in the United States, is that Trump has stacked the courts very efficiently with conservative judges. When these southern states start implementing these unconstitutional laws on people and they run them up to the Supreme Court to challenge things like Roe v. Wade, the fact that Trump has stacked the courts with people that they like is going to be a very big deal. Well, we're only one spell off of this happening eventually, right? So maybe there's a chance. At least we get a game 3, huh? At least we get a game 3. It's only game 2. Let's try and get on the scoreboard for the next one here. Water spells, baby, don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, I don't know, Chase. That's actually something I've been thinking about. I feel like I made the commitment to dye the beard, but like I feel like people wouldn't blame me if I trimmed it mostly off and like waited a bit, like did it over the summer. That might happen. Like this thing hair does catch germs and stuff, especially hair around your face. I don't know. You don't leave the house. That's not strictly true. And like I have 3 people that regularly leave the house. Thanks for the 5-month serial number. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah. Die is close to die for a reason. Gosh, mustaches are super annoying. I actually trimmed, I actually trimmed my mustache off yesterday for the most part because when it gets long, it's real annoying. Sure. I mean, if you're someone that touches your face as often as I do, like, the beard probably doesn't make, I don't know. It's definitely, like, saying your beard doesn't get stuff caught up is definitely not true. I think I'm just playing this out. Jen Rand, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. It's an extra onion layer, something like that. The CDC stuff surrounding the beard was regarding mask usage. So certain breathing apparatuses don't work if appropriately if you have facial hair in certain configurations. Just comb Purell into your beard. There's the real suggestions. I think I do this before Anax here. Just take a peekaboo. Alright, I'm gonna take Uro and hope for the best. Maybe I'm just supposed to take Growth Spiral and hope they brick on a land for the turn so they can't cast Uro. But, like, Uro also gains them life, so... Monthly donation for bonus shilling. Thanks for the biddies, goons. They hit a land. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. Really? We're not playing Tamio. I guess this blocks? They hit their land for Nissa. We're gonna go pretty... The cat's a really good draw here, though. We're gonna go kind of wide. I think this is going to be my last match with this one. This list has felt really mediocre today. I kind of feel like I'm off it in favor of... Alright, so what's the deal here? Why didn't they play Nissa? Sorry, chat, I found a unicorn. My email had a response from a different contractor who's going to show up this week. So I have 2 different people coming to see the room this week. That's exciting. That's exciting. Is this thing actually going to get done? Maybe it's actually going to get done, chat. I mean, you can still play this deck if you really want to play Priest. I'm just like, I feel like I'd rather just be playing the Titan deck while I'm playing this. I've not had any no-shows, Boshek.
Behold, nature's true power.
Nature's true power. Are they dead? They're probably pretty close to dead, huh? Oh, yeah, that's true. They messed up, right? They could have Nissa'd, untapped Breeding Pool, and still Aether Gusted me. That would leave me in a much worse spot. Yeah, or they know and it just, like, slipped their mind. We've all been there. Hey, Jackie, thanks for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And you did. Did we do it? I think we did it, chat. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray! The last contractor we hired, the job would take 2 weeks. It took 3 months. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I feel like I've seen enough of this. I don't know. This deck's always been fairly linear. And I feel like it's just not really where I want to be. I think as far as like linear decks in the format go, I'd rather just be playing red aggro. Hey, Space Harriers, I'll get that bumped that up here. The last contractor we hired went to Canada in the middle of the job and we had to finish it ourselves. Brutal. Y'all are not giving me a lot of reassurances here. All right, it's only 10 after 3. I think I'm gonna squeeze one more. And let's run late today because I was off yesterday. What are we? Let's play Blue-White Gods. I think Esper Control is actually at the top of the queue after Aristocrats, but I really don't want to play Esper Control at the end of a stream. Esper Control is more of a beginning of the stream type deck. We've been live for 7 hours. I don't know that. Me playing Esper Control at this point in time would be a good use of content. All right, I'm gonna hit a quick ad break while I get everything restarted, everything switched over. We'll be back in just a bit. Yeah, Zowzy, greatly prefer the Black Red Titan to Red Black Aristocrats.